Hey guys, this is Razor from Razor's Edge, and welcome to another episode of Stable Orbit. So I've got a side bet running with another fellow YouTuber, Moltoy Gaming, and we made a bet who could build the biggest biggest space station and survive. So the bet is on. Episode 2 is going to cover more advancement of the station. We're going to add the retro rockets. We're going to mess around with the settings. And we're going to kick his butt. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. And we learn a little bit, all of us together. So sit back and enjoy. Here we go.
Good evening, Commander. All systems are operating normally.
Okay, just to check in, we might be in trouble right off the bat. So again, we've got operating costs going right here, and they're going down. And the temperature, since I've added these stabilizers and noticed that right away, we're our funds are coming down. Let's check in on Ellie and see how he's doing. So we need this money. We're waiting for some more research projects to come in. Systems are stable, everything is stable. Right now it's a money race. So if we can't afford the operating costs, the station's gonna start shutting down. So we're really concerned. So I really can't do anything right now as far as adding on until we get that stabilized and we get some research completed. So I'm gonna pause here and we'll get stabilized, get some funding to where we can actually start putting in some of these features, because as you can see, I can't do anything right now. So we are ahead of him right now. Sorry, Moltoy, but we've got several systems in. He's got a little bit of catching up to do, so we're gonna cut him some slack there because he did start a day late. But I have not picked this up since the last episode, so I think you have
research complete.
Uh-oh, you may be in trouble, sir. You might be in trouble. All right.
You have new research contracts.
Oh, get busy. Okay. So, my main focus right now is to build this out. We're going to see what we have available. We're going to get that number up just a little bit more. And then, because as you can see, we still can't build anything. But what we want to do, we want to get more crew members up here so that we can complete research projects faster. We want to work on some of these bottom fittings, and we're going to focus right away on cooling. That's a concern. And then we're also going to, I know you can't see it right now, you will be able to, but the gimbal nodes and the nodes, we gotta make sure we keep this thing in the air or in orbit. So that's a systems check-in. So far I'm happy. That right there just made sure we stayed alive until he starts getting more research projects done. So really, until I get the station under funding control, systems are fine. We don't really have anything to chase, and when I mean chase, I mean make corrections as we build. So once you're stabilized, as I said in the first episode, you're pretty much on cruise control. It's just keeping him doing research projects as they pop up. And we'll check our orbit path. And this is going to become a real concern as we start adding on to the ship. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on our systems controls. But so far, I'm really happy with this. It's going to be trial and error again. One wrong move, and we can totally blow up this ship. Any number askew, and there it's, as you can see, we'll just go out real quick. I want to show you. There's no save, so you're basically, it's a race. You can just resume. It saves your progress. Like, no matter if I quit right now, I'm gonna be right back where I was. So it's not like I can save and revert back and fix a mistake. A mistake is it's a game ender. But the replay value on this is the fact that you're learning as you go along based on the mistakes that you made. So
Good day, Commander. All systems are operating normally.
We can't cheat him. So we've got it's a real race. This is serious business. I'm really enjoying this game. I can't tell you. Yeah. All right, let's see. What else can we check? Let's see, let's check research projects. Still good here. The only thing we gotta watch is the long research projects. But so far we're good. We're gonna pause here. We're gonna get a little bit caught up, and then we're gonna start taking risks. And they are risks. Let's we'll be back in a second. Okay, so the money is up now, but not high enough. The first thing we start to think about is getting another crew module. Now, the thing about that is, with these, I can't remember the name of them. Let's look in here. I can't remember. We'll click on one here. We'll get the part number. But this is what we're looking at. So we built these. Go through here. Oh, where are they at? They're in here, trust me. I believe. No. Yeah, with the trusses. And I thought they were called something else. But you can't, I couldn't just tap. So I want to get another one of these labs. Oop, that's the oxygen. Where's the lab right here? Okay. So if we build the lab, so that only supports one crew member at a time. Now, we could get another crew member up here without building another one because they do work in shifts. So basically, I can show you how the shift control works, where one is sleeping and one is working. But if we want to build other research labs, and I don't think they're going to EVA through to if I built that out to the end. So it would either have to be to upgrade that, which doesn't have an option, or build another one. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at potentially building another one of these arrays, these solar arrays, onto one of these external pieces, probably closest to the ship, and work our way out. So all these external components that support the ship, the water tanks, the food storage modules, those are what we're going to look at focusing on putting up here, the battery units, things like that, and then build what is connected directly to the station itself. So, and then the airlock, some other features that we need that we don't have yet. Those all have to be connected here. So we're going to move these points, but we have to have money to be able to rebuild them. It's not like it refunds you. So that's where I'm at right now. I've just been pausing in and out as we gain funds. We have picked up some new research projects, which he's working on right now. You'll see these numbers significantly go up, especially when I can start specializing each crew member.
Supply pod arriving.
Yeah, good. We got another supply pod coming in. So
boosting station altitude.
So once I can start specializing each of the crew members in a specific area, those research projects are going to get done faster. So we're going to really start increasing our productivity. So I think once we get the funds up.
A new supply pod has arrived at the station.
Okay, so I'm not sure what we picked up other than the top off gear. Usually it's just basic stuff. Fuel loss crew, though, a place that we saw that in the first. If you didn't see the first video, you can go back and watch that. We actually went through a couple iterations.
Departing supply pod crew sends you their regards, Commander.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, so we're going to let him click off a few more of these research projects, and then we're going to start taking some risks. But so far, we're still in stable orbit. All the support systems are green. And we're moving forward, so hopefully we can fit all this into an episode and get ahead of him, because Moltoy will have his work cut out for him for his next session. We'll remember, I keep these videos at 30 minutes, and I only am recording. And Moltoy, that's the deal. There's no offline prep. It's all in the shooting. So let's set a time limit. Let's whatever my time limit is on this recording, that's the time you have. There may not be multiplayer in this game, but you can certainly pick a friend and run a competition, and that's what we've done here.
Boosting station altitude. Supply pod arriving. Supply pod has docked. Departing supply pod crew sends you their regards, Commander. Performing automatic station keeping boost. Performing automatic station keeping boost.
Okay, so we have some funds now to work. Now, the first thing we notice, if I pull any of these modules off, food, oxygen, we're gonna lose our crew member. They're gonna die. Or they're gonna leave with the supply ship. So, first thing we gotta focus on is the RCS thrust modules. We've got to keep this thing in the air. So these are 500 million, and we're at about 1.8 million. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna buy one there, and we're gonna see what that does. So that's gonna start constructing, and I want to see what it does with any of our stats, and then the plan is to add another one over here. So once we get those in place, we're going to start looking at, with the additional thrust, moving some of these life support systems out to these outers, because we've seen two supply ships. I did some high-speed record, fast forwarding, and we're going to see about actually moving or adding an additional research lab. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to pull one of these off. So that's what we're looking at right now. We can move the batteries. We can actually set those out here as well. But we want to get this thing stabilized, and it looks like it's about done. And we'll see what it does. Shouldn't really affect other than energy, I would think. Alright, so now you see that's online. So let's watch what it does to our ship. We're gonna try to keep this symmetrical as possible. Now at some point I think I'm gonna put a deadline on this little race, space race with Moltoy, and I'm gonna link his site as well. What I want to do is and we'll figure out how to do this in later sessions if you keep watching these videos. I think what we're gonna do is to allow you to pick a winner based on our progress, and we'll see who wins, and then we're gonna do a game giveaway for a free copy of the game. So that's something I'm doing. I don't know if Moltoy wants to pony up on that, increase the ante up, maybe 2 copies, we don't know. But so far everything looks good. Our systems are fine. It's not really doing a lot because we haven't added anything to it. And we're at 1.3 million, so let's go ahead and add our second one in there into our trust. And let's add a second RCS control module. And that's going to build away. Now that should give us a lot more support and stabilization.
Supply pod on final approach.
And then we can start building this thing out. Now of course he gets to watch these videos as well, so he could probably take some cheat shots off me. I could do the same on him. I watch his videos as well. So as soon as we get this up, we get it stabilized.
A new supply pod has arrived at the station.
And get the money back up. Make sure we haven't got any research. No. That's gonna help. That'll recoup what we just spent.
Performing automatic station keeping boost.
So all systems still go. We're all green. We're just
Supply pod departing.
waiting on the funds. And then we're gonna start moving these systems around. So as soon as I'm ready to do that, I'll be back. We'll do some recording. We'll talk through what we're gonna do, what our strategies are gonna be, and go from there. Okay, so as we wait for the funding to come up, and I'll hit unpause here. There's been some question and debate about airlocks, what those do, and they're pretty expensive. If I put an airlock here, and I believe they're like 500, yeah, they're 100 or 1,500 million. But if you put those at the end of a trust, they actually allow, without an EVA, the crew to travel to the end of a trust. So that may be something we look as we expand down. Another thing about endpoints, if you notice these RCS thrusters, they're also, so there's a lot of talk about endpoints. Now these are not endpoints. You can still use the thruster and still build onto those, so it's not a wasted slot. My first thought was, since we have a temperature issue, is to build 2 more of these, and they're fairly cheap. I'm just waiting for another research project to finish, and we're gonna build onto that, and then we're gonna get rid of that one. And eventually, once we get 2 crew, we're gonna build airlocks, and we're gonna allow all these systems to be accessible. So I just thought I'd clear that up while we're waiting, when we're talking about what's an endpoint, what you can't build onto, and what you can build onto on both the trusses and some of the hard point pieces. So hopefully that clears up some questions around these different pieces and parts as I add them on. So again, we're gonna pass some more time because we're still waiting on a couple more projects. I don't think I can see. These are the radiators. They're 300 million, and I really don't want to take my funds down too low. As let's see, the research project process here. He's on a $591 million project, research project here, but we could probably get away with one, but I don't know what it's going to do to the balance, so I really want to build both of them at the same time and then drop that one, because I think 2 is what we're going to need to get the heat under control. Again, food, all these are not a concern yet at all. It's just moving them around. For one, I want to be able to build trusses out. This is going to move as well, so we're going to replace that. We're going to put those at the end. Well, probably not the end. We want the airlocks there, but maybe somewhere at the bottom. So, you know, thinking out loud, we're still planning out this station as we go forward. But we definitely want to look at how we're going to do this, and that's what I'm doing right now, is just logistically thinking out loud, funding versus stability on the ship itself, and then getting the ultimate
Boosting
goal
station altitude
is to get the bigger research lab and get more, or another research lab, preferably the bigger one, and get more crew members up here working. So, and then we can start building out trusses, maybe going downward to expand the station vertically and horizontally. So that's where we're at right now. We're just gonna keep going. Again, Moltoy, speeding up progress is not a cheat. You can do that. You just can't play offline. Don't you hate rules? But, you know, a bet's a bet. Okay, so I built the 2 radiators, and as you can notice, and then I dropped the middle one, so we've got that slot freed up. I'm going to speed up time. You can see the temperature is now well under control. And remember, all these come with operating costs, so when you start to look at building out systems, you have to look at your operation costs as well. Not just that, but your power consumption. Now watch, you'll notice without speeding up time, we got down to almost 36, about 30% before we started coming back up. So let's watch that a little bit faster. We'll pass a day here. It's really close. That's 8%. So slowing down time here. But we're almost done with another research project. That's what we're waiting on right there. That should give us enough funds. The next piece we're gonna do, and I'll do this while recording, we're actually going to build this solar array. We're going to build 2 of those. And we're going to build them on the bottom, right next to each of those radiators. Now I could build one right now, or we could wait and build 2, but again, I'm looking for balance here on the ship, on the station itself. So I might even think that through. So I'm a level 2 right now. I'd really like that large solar array, and then we could get away with 1, and we'd replace one of the, potentially that middle hard point right here that we freed up when we dropped that. So I don't know, we'll as we finish these projects, we'll think about that, we'll think it through. Again, because power, we want as much power as we can get, but cheap operating costs, because you can see having 2 of these definitely increased my drain on maintaining, because these are 240k a day. Not too awfully bad, but they do pull off a lot of energy. So that's where we're at right now. Again, we're waiting for some research projects to get some funding, and end goal in this video is to, I don't know that we'll actually get to another crew slot, but we're will probably another research anyway. But I am speeding up time to get those projects done. Okay, we've got another research project done. I actually had one expire in process. I didn't see where I was penalized. Didn't take any money away. But we're gonna go ahead. Let's just go right here. We're gonna build the medium solar power array. Well, we were. Must not fit. Yeah, I don't think it fits there. Yeah, it's too big. Alright, we're gonna have to go... Oh crap. That was not expected. It is what it is. It's got 2 panels, so... we definitely can't afford to drop that one. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna have to use an endpoint airlock. We're gonna buy that one. As soon as that's finished, we're gonna kill the other one. And that should fix our power problem. And we are down to 498 million. Not too big of a deal there. Let's do the progress here. Let's speed it up. Alright, so we got the other one online. Let's go ahead and let's knock this guy off. And we'll just eject it. Alright. So we now have the large array with the 2 batteries that we have on our battery pack here. I think that's going to be enough to support us. We'll have to keep an eye on our operating costs. I don't think it's going to increase that much. Only 456 per day, and a lot more output. So let's run in super speed. Let's see what our drain looks like on our batteries now. All right, so that's much better. 44. We were getting down to 4%. It was getting really close. All right, so make sure that the stabilizers, when they run their adjustment, don't throw us off orbit, because we now have become a little asymmetrical. But hopefully those RTS thrusters help us. Let's see, tech research. We got another project available. All right. Speed up time here. So one thing I've noticed since I've added those RCS thrusters, there's a lot less adjustments to stay on that orbit, that orbital path. If you remember, I used to hear, I mean, when I'd run in high speed, I'd hear it about every, I don't know, 30 seconds. So that's a good indicator that you're having issues, is if you start hearing those adjustments more and more frequently, you know you're running into some issues. hopefully all these tips are helping you guys out. A lot of your questions. I've seen some posts gonna refund this. It's not an easy game to. I mean, you really have to do some planning. The first playthrough of a couple playthroughs of this, I went through 3 stations before I actually got to one that was pretty stable. Let's check our research. We got 2 projects. He's already finished another one. Alright, so we're actually ready for another piece here. So I'm going to pause here. Let me think about this for a minute. We've got significant power to support another system. And let me figure out what we're going to do. Again, we can't do a whole lot with money. Let's see what's the next one going to give us. Not much, but it should be... this is the one we really want to look at here, so... Anyway, that's where we're at so far. I'm getting close to the end of my timeline. I've done a lot, but we'll get a couple more projects done. We'll get one more piece in there, hopefully not explode, and we'll end this video and find out what Moltoy does on his next episode. Okay, we just built a second construction habitat. So that's going to give us one more crew member. Let me show you something too on these as well while we're waiting for that to be built. If you go under the crew, you can actually click on these and give them shifts. So while one's sleeping, one can be working. Once we get that built out, the next shuttle should bring us another crew member. And once that happens, we're gonna, hopefully I didn't prematurely purchase that. I don't think I did. We'll speed it up here a little bit. I think he's almost got a project finished, so I'm not real concerned here. Okay, we got the second one built. You can see now we have Hab 1. And we should get more crew members on the next delivery. Now you notice up here I got 2 more, so let's go ahead and take a look there. I just hadn't cleared that off. Alright, he's on a fairly big project. We might not make some of these. Alright, I think we're okay. Let's go forward here real quick. We'll zoom out so you can watch. And the other crew members should allow us to get a lot. There we go. Here he's docking. It says 33%. I'm not sure why I didn't just drop off another crew member. That's interesting because we have the space. It might have been a failure. One crew member, yeah, well, I mean, if they run in shifts, they shouldn't have a problem. I might have to specialize in that, so I'm not too sure on what that issue was. To change our temperature. It's not a total waste, but definitely costs a lot. We might just eject that and take it as a loss. Because this thing actually supports up to 1 crew member on the core. Okay. So we wouldn't need it. Or we do need it. I'm gonna have to play around with that without destroying the ship. But as you can see, everything looks fine. We should have picked up another crew member. Maybe it's because we don't have one specialized. But I typically haven't been specializing. They've been doing each job as they come along. And specializing does... Oh, wait. Crew member have declined to board the station due to low oxygen supply. Alright, that's good to know. Alright, so we don't have enough oxygen. So where is that water tanks? Probably gonna complain about the Alright, so now we know why. I need more oxygen. Well, that's pretty expensive, and we can build that out here on a port. See what the oxygen costs us. Alright. It's like quite a bit, so we're gonna have to do some more projects and incur the cost of the extra crew member. Alright. I've run the video as far as I typically like going on videos, so Moltoy, it's up to you, buddy. I'm ending it here. You know my next chess move. This is like chess. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Those definitely these definitely tell you where your mistakes are or why we didn't pick up a crew member, and that's good. And when your projects are done. So we're gonna end this one here. Hopefully you find these interesting and you continue to watch, and I'm gonna link his YouTube site, so go check him out. And until next time, this is Razor from Razor's Edge up here way in space. We'll see you when we see you. Have a good one.